when you talk about, responsibilities, there's also this whole mindset of CDOs to say, what kind of investments, right, they or need to make for an organization to move in the right direction. So if you can talk about, what are the top investments you think should be done?
Sure, absolutely. And really every organization, right, is at a different place in their data management and data maturity. So I would say that a data maturity assessment is a good starting point to invest in. It gives you a baseline, right, of where you are, where your data maturity is. It enables you to highlight investment areas, the areas that need focus, and then also to build a roadmap, of how you're going to implement these investments. So really good investment there. There are many data maturity assessments available to choose from. One example is the Enterprise Data Management Council's Data Capability Assessment Model. This provides a framework for sustainable data management across areas such as business analytics, technology architecture, data quality management, data governance, and the latest release of DCAM weaves in ethics assessments into each of these disciplines, which is, becoming, higher priority at this point. So once you have your assessment done, that'll give you some view into other investment areas. So identifying tools and capabilities would be another one, right? And so, as we said before, cloud is a key investment for analytics at this point. You've got to have it. Cloud processing power is providing the ability to run complex analytics on huge data sets, right, which opens up a whole new world of insights. But it can also provide a shift, right, from 20th century business intelligence and reporting to 21st century self-service portal for clients who want to access their data and information in different ways so they can run their own analytics. The EDM Council has, which I'm part of, has a new cloud working group, which are developing standards for cloud data management, including cataloging and classification, accountability and governance, data access, usage tracking, security, and data lifecycle management. So, all of these pieces together will help better manage that data in the cloud. And then, as I mentioned earlier, data governance and literacy are key areas of investment, as well as ethics is a growing area, right? Policies and procedures need to be developed on how data will be used and shared throughout the organization, as well as externally. And the concept of data ethics committees reporting to the board of directors, kind of like an audit committee, is also starting to emerge, but it's still early days. Those are a few areas for investment.
Great. Thank you, Marla, for that information. That's really helpful. As we talk about data governance, right? It's been there. People know the necessity of it, but it's been the last probably a decade or two where it's just suddenly picking up a lot of importance across organizations, right? So what is your take on that? That's the first part of my question, and the second one would be, if you can talk about, something like a playbook, right? A playbook of what you can think of what the organizations should do to address the whole data governance within the organization.
Yeah, absolutely. So, data governance itself has been, an important topic for a while. It's a critical piece of an enterprise data strategy and really revolves around the formalization of data management best practices and processes. And that is essentially functions as the playbook, right, for how an organization plans to manage its data. So key functions of data governance include developing a glossary of business terms and definitions, a data asset catalog, business rules and classifications, establishing accountability and business ownership, and then understanding the lineage of critical business assets and how it flows through the organization. And as I mentioned before, earlier, before there was such a thing as data governance, this information used to be buried in business requirements documents and ARC diagrams if it was captured at all. So the development of a data governance program should provide a centralized platform for managing all this metadata. But in terms of sharing data governance across organizations, that's very interesting, a part of the question. And then as I mentioned earlier, Enterprise Data Management Council is developing the cloud data management standards across the financial services industry to extract and process but they should be able to extract and process that information according to this industry standard, right? So that it gets rid of the need to do what we would normally do when we're accessing data sets, which is normalization or transformation of the data to make it work in your environment, right? So having these industry standards will enable, easy use and easy sharing of this information across industries. That's still early days, but it's definitely a great vision.
Great, thank you. As we are coming to wrap up this session, you've been in the industry for quite some time. You kind of lived with the data of organizations, right? This is something which is great if we can get your thoughts on. What if you were to say there's a secret sauce, right? To succeed as a CDO within an organization, what would that be in your mind?
Well, secret sauce for CDOs, in my opinion, really, is they should have a seat at the table, right, with the board of directors or an operating committee. Data affects all aspects of an organization, and the CDO should really be in the room, right, when and active in part of these discussions for making the top level business decisions. They need to have really full context in order to be creative with their data decisions and data strategies, and ensure that data strategy can effectively align to meet those business needs, and ensure there are no unintended gaps in the data strategy. But CDOs really still need to gain the trust of board of directors and kind of be invited to the table. So monetization and ROI are key pathways to earning that trust. If you show them the money, they will want you there. But this is still a challenge. We're still getting there. Cloud's going to drive that forward in a much faster way. So while the CDO is not quite yet a standard board role as a CIO or a CFO, when they do become a permanent and core role at the board level itself, they will be in lockstep, enabling data-driven decisions at the board level. So let's keep moving and keep making progress in that direction.
Great. Thank you, Marla, for your time. And I think so it was great insights, and it was great to have you here. Folks, please visit cdomagazine.tech for any additional interviews. Thank you, Marla, and you have a great day.
Thank you, Nagrendra. You too. Thanks.